Stop what you're doing if you ever think that you need IELTS to secure full scholarship. No, you don't. I'm here to debunk that myth. I did not take IELTS. I think every single person I know who got full scholarship did not take the IELTS exam. Well, how did they do it? Well, you simply submit a medium of instruction letter. But then there is another myth, and that is only Australia or Canada or North America has the best education. What? Where did you really hear that from? Like, tell me, would you reject full funding scholarship, all expense paid, because it's in Asia or South America? Well, that decision is yours. I'll leave it to you. But in this video, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to talk about three fully funded scholarship. I mean, all inclusive. One is in Thailand, the other is in Australia, and the third one is in Indonesia. One covers your full tuition and everything. The other one gives you stipend of 36,000 Australian dollars. And the third one even includes a language course. The first and second one are great, but my best is the third one. And I think I want you to stay around to the end of the video to find out why the third one is the main deal. If you're meeting me for the first time, my name is Brendo. I am a PhD student here, and I receive full funding for my program. And I've also received several grants, even though I'm not the typical best. No, the scholarship I got wasn't one of. I had to choose the best for myself. And that helped me to see that you don't always have to be the best, but you have to be intentional. You have to be strategic in your application. And sometimes if you work with someone who has been through the process and who has helped others, it saves you hours and months of going in the wrong direction. I can help you with that if you want. Today's video will focus on Asia and Australia. Now, these regions are mostly ignored by many students, many international students, but these regions offer the most generous packages. I mean, generous packages. And this is why it matters. Everybody is fighting for Europe or America, and these places are great, I'm not going to lie. But Asia Pacific universities are recruiting global talent, international talent, and giving them better funding. So if you're struggling to get the Americas and the Canadas, why not look at Asia? But before we start, there is a free postgraduate checklist in the description if you want that. And if you also want to work with me for me to review your application before you submit, then please go ahead. More importantly, there is a masterclass coming up in October, and we're applying to more than 20 scholarships globally in your preferred countries. If you want to join the masterclass, the link is also in the description. Now let's jump right into the video. Scholarship number one is CGI Thailand scholarship. Now you wonder, Thailand? Thailand? Yes, Thailand. If you've never considered Southeast Asia, then considering this one for your master's degree could change your mind forever. And I'll tell you, so the opportunity CGI stands for Chulabhorn Graduate Institute. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing that correctly. It's an international scholarship, and it's not just any master's program. It is the first science research institute, like the premier one, and it's founded by the princess herself. Now, this is a royal level education funding. Do you know what I mean? Like it's royal. What makes this scholarship very important? I'll tell you. The first one is the location. It's in Bangkok, Thailand, and it's majority English speaking environment. So if you think you struggle, no, you wouldn't. The second one is the scholarship focuses on STEM and environmental sciences, which is in high demand. And the third is international accreditation. So whatever you get there, the certificate you get there is globally recognized. For the first one, we know that the scholarship is amazing. I'll break down what fully funded means here. It includes round-trip international airfare, and it also gives you 100% of your tuition and laboratory fees covered. You get free accommodation on campus, and you also receive monthly living stipend. Come on. Now that is sufficient for you to live in Bangkok. And now you have book and material allowance. You also have health insurance, and you also receive funding for all your visa processing, and you receive relocation support, and they even help you to settle in. Come on. And then 6 week preparatory course for academic and cultural orientation, for you to settle in. This program is amazing, and I think this scholarship is great. It's really good. Now, there are three specialized master's programs if you're interested in this scholarship. The first one is Applied Biological Sciences for Environmental Health. And if you want to apply to this, you might want to talk about African environmental challenges if you're from Africa. And then the other part is environmental toxicology. And then the third one will be chemical sciences. So if you're interested, you have to be looking at one of those three sciences. Like we said, it's focused mainly on STEM. For eligibility, you have to be under 30 years old. Under 30. So if you're over 30, you are not qualified. Then you need to have a bachelor's degree in science or any medical field with a minimum 2.75 GPA. I think that's weighted out of 4. And then you need to have lab research experience. Even undergraduate research counts. So if you did something like that in your undergraduate, that's fine. You also need English language proficiency. and you need a strong statement of purpose. Emphasis on strong statement of purpose. If you need me to review your statement of purpose or to guide you in writing one, I'm open and available. If you don't have IELTS, well, that's fine. You can submit your English university transcript, or you can submit a proof of medium of instruction letter to prove your English language competency that you were taught. And if you've ever published work, you can also use your writing samples as evidence of that. This scholarship is amazing. This scholarship is amazing. Let's talk about the application process. Well, the first thing you want to do is you need to download the application form from CGI website. So I will leave a link in the description. And now, if you don't want to apply there, you can email your scanned document to the email. The email is there too. You can find it on the website. That is if you, but of course, you can send hard copies to the office if you want to do paper. And then you prepare for an interview because you'll be invited for an interview. There will be an online interview. And if you get a scholarship and you want me to prepare you for the interview, I'm also amazing or willing to do that. The deadline, please remember the deadline is September 30th. September 30th. So your program starts August 2026, and there are only 15 scholarships available. So it's extremely competitive, but you can do it. Scholarship number 2 from the University of Canberra, Australia. Now, let's talk about Australia for a moment. And yes, before you ask, this scholarship covers living stipend, or it includes living stipend of 36,225 annual stipend. Okay, now that's about 24,000 US dollars per year, tax free. The program we're talking about is the University of Canberra Research Scholarship, and it includes the Australian Government Research Training Program, the popular RTP that you find in any Australian university. Now, this isn't just any university funding. This is the Australian government investing in your own study, in your research. Now, why this particular university? First of all, let's talk about the location. The location is in Canberra, that is Australia's capital, the government research hub. And then the university itself is rising in international rankings and it's got strong research output. But here's the catch. It is less competitive compared to the University of Melbourne and Sydney, but it offers equal quality. So you might want to check this out. And this scholarship is the complete package. I mean, you know, Australia is really generous when it comes to funding. So you receive annual stipend and living stipend of 36,225 per year, and the duration for PhD is 3.5 years. If for masters by research will be 2 years. Now the tuition coverage, well, everything covered, full sponsorship for international students. And for research, well, you also get support for funding to attend conferences, equipment, supervision, and of course, career development in your own field. So please check the University of Canberra out. However, if you're an international student, particularly for Africa, there are research areas that are perfect. And some of these include environmental science and sustainability, health and medical science, education and social science, information technology and data science, business and economics. So if your field falls under any of these, please go ahead and apply to the scholarship. It is a great scholarship. I love Australia for this. For eligibility requirements, the first one is a first class honors or masters with 80% work and then 25% research component. So first class honors. For research, you should have strong research proposal that aligns with the supervisor. Please always make sure your research aligns with the potential supervisor. You should also have previous research experience and be ready to commit full time to the program. And more importantly, you must be an international student. It's not for local students. Now, going forward, how should you apply to the scholarship? The first thing is to find a potential supervisor, and you might want to browse the university research profiles to contact potential supervisors. Then you develop a research proposal. I think you should have your proposal first before contacting a supervisor. And then you submit your higher degree research application and we'll wait for it. Now, but please note that when you submit this application, there is an automatic consideration upon submission. So you don't need to apply separately for scholarship. It is automatic. And if you succeed, you should be ready for an interview because you've been invited. Remember, the timeline for this again is September 30th, 2025, for you to begin your program in February 2026. You can be in Australia in February 2026. Pro tip, if you're already a PhD student, for example, if you've already started your PhD study elsewhere and it's less than 2 years, you can still transfer, which is something I find really amazing and fascinating. You can transfer if you're a current PhD student studying anywhere. So consider that. And now, number 3. And this, like I said, is my favorite. Well, UNS Indonesia. Now, that is the hidden gem, and I'll tell you. Now, Indonesia might not be the place everyone talks about, but I think it's a secret that nobody talks about. And this is why. Indonesia has the fastest growing economy in Southeast Asia, and it has extremely low cost of living. And this scholarship covers everything. The university, now I've been practicing the name for a while, it is Universitas Sebelah Mare. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. And it's in Singapore, Central Java. Now, don't let the unfamiliarity fool you. This is one of Indonesia's top universities with growing international recognition and government backing. So there's so much for this one. Now, why would I look for scholarship in Indonesia, or why should you even go to Indonesia? Well, cultural similarity, the large Muslim population, depending on where you live in Africa, anyways. And then there's familiar cultural values. Economic growth is key. I mean, they have the fastest growing economy in Southeast Asia, so you want to check that out. For language advantage, well, you get a free language course so that you can settle in proper and acclimatize. And it's in a strategic location. Indonesia is really in a good position if you do your geography. And then cost effectiveness, it is extremely affordable to live in Indonesia. And like we said, the scholarship covers every single thing. 100% tuition fee covered. You get your monthly living expenses, and you also get your free Indonesian language course. And I think the Indonesian language course is really helpful. Now, this scholarship is to attract international students, so you don't want to go there and struggle to speak the language. So there will be a language course so you can settle in proper. Like the first scholarship we talked about in Thailand, this one also offers health insurance, gives you visa processing support, and helps you to integrate into the community. But there is also partial scholarship for this one, which I think is still excellent. And another reason I think you should apply to this scholarship, even if you don't have the best of grades, you can still get full tuition waiver, still get the language training, the language course, still get the health insurance and academic support. Well, it's partial because it doesn't cover everything like visa support and all the other things, and of course, travel allowance, but it is still good. They have programs for bachelor's degree, scholarship for bachelor's degree, master's degree, and doctorate degree. So please, bachelor's, master's, PhD, this scholarship is for you. So, are you going to go to Indonesia? If you're going to try Indonesia, Thailand, or Australia, please let me know in the comments which of the following you'll be applying to. I'll be interested to know. But who are those eligible for this program? Well, you must be non-Indonesian, obviously, for this one, and all African countries are eligible. For age requirement, that's where there is an issue. You have to be under 24 or 24 for the bachelor's degree. And you, of course, you need English language test or equivalent, and you should have good academic writing. Medically or health-wise, you should be good, and you need to provide medical certificate for that. It's easy to get that from any general hospital, and you should have a strong statement of purpose. This is the second time it's mentioned, strong statement of purpose. The application process, you need to download a letter of offer from the UNS International website. So here's the link in the website. I will leave it in the description, and you need to get that letter. And then you need embassy endorsement. So get a recommendation from Indonesian embassy in your country. Locate one and get a recommendation. It's easy to do that. And then register online, upload all your documents, and wait for the selection process. But remember to submit a strong application. Remember what we said at the beginning of the video, you have to be intentional and you have to be strategic. Intentionality and being strategic. So wait for the online interview and the assessment, and then after the final review, what you get is congratulations, you are one of the many or one of the few selected for this scholarship. The deadline again is September 30th, 2025. Please, September 30th, 2025. Do not miss this opportunity. Indonesia is actually building partnership with many African countries, and you can be one of the partners. I mean, connecting Africa and Indonesia. This is a bonus tip while you're researching Asian scholarship. Now, but most Asian universities offer low application fee, they offer faster processing time, and there's high acceptance rate. So your degree will also be internationally recognized, and you gain, valuable expertise in Asia. So I think you really should consider traveling to Asia. If you have any misconception or preconception about Asia, try to research deeper and find out from other international students who are there. So there you have it, friends. Three fully funded pathways to Asia and Australia, all closing on the same date, September 30th. But this is what separates successful applicants from others. Many people simply plan, they dream, they watch the video and feel like, I think, yeah, this is a nice scholarship. But do you actually apply? So if you need assistance with this, just let me know. I'll be willing to help. So I want you to do now, three things. First, download the free checklist. Know every single thing that you need to get. The checklist is in the description. If you're applying to Australia, contact potential supervisors. But if you're looking to the others, start gathering your documents and putting everything ready. And then the third thing I want you to do, And this should be done within now and any 3 days. If you can, please begin your application. You don't need to wait until everything is perfect. Just begin. You have the time to refine everything, to re-strategize. But for now, just start the application. And I want to end this video by saying all the best in your scholarship application.